Hey everyone, and welcome back to CineMike. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. So today, guys, I'm going to be talking all about Arrow Video once again, and I'll be talking about just some of my favorites that have come out in the year of 2025. We have had some great releases this year from Arrow Video, so many 4K restorations, amazing first-time releases from the label. Before we do crack on with the main list itself and some of my top picks in my collection I picked up, I do just want to highlight there are some things missing from this list that might trigger some of you guys that I missed out. So don't worry, I'm quite aware of some of those releases. I'll pop them up on the screen now. So for example, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This box set has literally just come out. I do have the Arrow Video Store exclusive edition of this box set, which I'm very excited to do an unboxing for on the channel. However, you guys are going to have to wait. Long story short, basically I can't get parcels delivered to my flat, so I have to get them delivered to my family home, and basically I'm not going to be back at my family home until Christmas time. So it's going to be a little bit annoying. The box set has arrived. I just can't actually unbox the box set until closer to Christmas. So expect that video in a couple of weeks, guys. I'm very much looking forward to diving into that box set, looking into the bonus features, showing it off, seeing what you get, what you don't get, things like that, and letting you know if it's one that I recommend picking up. Other honourable mentions I'd also like to mention, guys, some other films in the Arrow Video collection, some of the newer releases, I've put them on like Christmas lists when people have asked for gift ideas. So they're ones I didn't necessarily pick up at the time, but they are ones that hopefully I will get, and I'll show that off as well towards the end of the year. But other shout outs I'd like to give from Arrow Video, these are movies which I'm planning on getting the 4K upgrade for. So I've got a pile of regular Blu-rays here, one of them being Zombie Flesh Eaters. This movie did get a 4K limited edition hard box set edition of it, and early in the year, I think I came out around sort of like June time. I believe it was around the summer. I love this movie. I love it. I just never got around to getting the 4K. Thankfully, it's still available. Hasn't sold out. Hasn't gone out of print. So yeah, it's one I will upgrade. But I'd just like to give a shout out to Zombie Flesh Eaters as well. Another movie that I will soon upgrade onto 4K, but I do own the regular, is James Caan's Thief. Again, amazing movie, really good. If you haven't already checked it out, definitely one I recommend. And again, the 4K is an upgrade. I believe it's just the regular slipped edition. I never got the slipped edition. The slipped edition has the diamond on the front. It's a black slip case. It's very nice, but the 4K does come with that. The Blu-ray one is harder to find these days. So if you're someone that does go after the Blu-ray, chance of getting the slips quite slim, you would get this edition. But if you are looking into getting the 4K, the slipcover is still available. And last but not least, this is quite a big one. This would honestly be one of my favorite releases of the year. However, I do already own the regular Blu-ray for it, and that is Creepshow 2. An absolutely phenomenal movie, guys. I love the Creepshow franchise. I love the first Creepshow. I love Creepshow 2. Believe it or not, some of you might not know this, there's actually a Creepshow 3 out there. I've just never seen it. I also love the TV series of Creepshow as well, if you guys haven't checked that out. Another fun series, not quite as good as the movies, but definitely borrows the same inspiration and the same kind of vibe that these movies carry. This is a gorgeous box set. It's identical to the 4K. This is, however, just the standard Blu-ray. And it does come with a real life Creepshow comic inside of it as well, which is really, really cool. It's an amazing set. So yeah, Blu-ray 1, hard to get. When this first came out, they also did sort of like a turquoisey, greeny blue kind of box set as well. I got the red one at the time. But yeah, this is available on 4K. The only difference is this is 4K instead of Blu-ray. So another shout out of a great Arrow release this year. It allowed many collectors who never were able to get this box set now pick it up at a much fairer price compared to spending £50–60 or about $80 for a pre-owned version of the Blu-ray. Now moving on, guys, to the main list itself. Now this is just a personal list of just some of my favorites and some of the highlights. This isn't any form of definitive, this is the best because of this, this and that. This is just simply my favorite slipcovers or artwork or editions, special features, the film itself. I've categorized this list by multiple features compressed into one film. So yeah, be sure as well, guys, to comment down below any that you think I've missed out at all as well. I'd love to know what was maybe your favorite release this year. Make sure you let me know. Coming in first on my list of my favorite Arrow Video films of the year, and that is In the Mouth of Madness For those who don't know, guys, this is a John Carpenter movie, and those who are new to the channel, I am a huge fan of John Carpenter. If you haven't already, make sure you finish this video first, but if you check out my previous video where I went on a little bit of a Blu-ray hunting trip, I was actually able to pick up The Fog, which is another John Carpenter movie, 4K Steelbook at a really good price, so make sure you check that video out after you finish this one. But yeah, I say in that video, and I've said it a few times on the channel now, I love John Carpenter, and In the Mouth of Madness is another fantastic movie of his. And not only is it a fantastic movie, but Arrow gave it the glorious 4K treatment, and not just the 4K treatment, which looks brilliant by the way. They also did the usual with amazing special features as well. Of course, 4K in this beautiful hard box set limited edition that we have come to love from Arrow Video, where you get the Amaray case and of course a booklet full of all the cool, good information, pictures, things like that. Just a phenomenal release, one of my favorites of the year. It was quite a heavy, you'll see this theme, it was quite a heavy back end of the year, I feel like, from Arrow Video. I feel like a lot of their best bangers of the year particularly came out in the latter half compared to the first half. So I think this came out in October time, so quite recent. And yeah, it was on top of a pile of many other movies that came out in October, which will also be featured in this list. Coming in next on some of my favorite Arrow Video releases of the year. I have spoken about a couple of these films recently, but it is the two Jason movies that they put out onto 4K. Now, in the US, you can get the remake of the original Friday the 13th, which I believe is the 2009 version. You can get that on 4K, done in a similar artwork style to these, where you can see it's Jason's mask sort of split into two, that same style artwork. Really cool release. I don't have that one. I think that came out 2024. But this year in the UK and the US, I believe as well, we got Jason Goes to Hell on 4K, as well as Jason X on 4K. Out of the two movies, Jason X is my favourite. I have now seen Jason Goes to Hell, whereas previously I hadn't seen this before picking it up. These are great fun movies. I definitely think these movies kind of represent old school Arrow fans, especially as a lot of people got into this label because of the slasher genre. And these movies are, yes, they're part of an existing franchise, but they're very much their own movies. So if you're a fan of slashers in general, or you're a fan of Friday the 13th, but you haven't got around to these spin-off movies, I highly recommend them. They're reasonably cheap when they come to sales, and you get them in these awesome matching slipcases too. Coming up next in the list as one of my favorite Arrow Video releases of the year is The Sadness. Now guys, I've mentioned in a previous video, this was a blind pickup for me. I'd never actually seen the movie before. However, when Arrow Video announced it, I watched a trailer, I looked into a little bit more, I thought, I have to watch this movie. I mean, it literally says on the back, the most violent and depraved zombie movie ever made. It says on the back there. Not only that, Arrow Video released a limited edition website exclusive slipcover, which is why my one might look a little bit different to yours. It's got this gorgeous yellow slip, which really sticks out on the shelf. I'm sure you can imagine with the spine there. And then on the inside, you do get what is the standard cover as well. Of course, in glorious 4K fashion, as Arrow usually release their Blu-rays in. Comes with the booklet on the inside as well, which is really nice. Almost quite a thick one as well. It's almost one you would expect in a limited edition box set. So I think for the price as well, the transfer, the movie itself, the slipcover, things like that, this is why it's become one of my favorite releases of the year. Like I said, it was a complete blind buy for me. It was a blind watch for me. Watching it for the first time, I absolutely loved it. I mean, it is gory. They don't lie when it'll say it's one of the goriest films you'll ever see. It's fantastic though. I do highly recommend it. If you don't have a sensitive kind of stomach for that kind of thing, like gore and guts, because there's a lot of it in this movie, definitely check this one out. It's not quite your traditional zombie movie, but it's definitely good fun, and yeah, one I would highly recommend. Coming up next on the list is Miss 45. This is the stunning 4K limited edition box set that Arrow put out quite recently. An amazing movie, guys, a tale of revenge, very much borrowing aspects from Tarantino with the typical themes of revenge, the gore, things of that nature. So if you are a Tarantino fan, or you are just a fan of those sort of revenge thrillers, films like Taxi Driver, this movie was done by the same guy who did King of New York as well. It's great, the transfer's great, the extras are great, the packaging's great. What else could you ask more for from Arrow? Once again, guys, a lot of these buys this year that you'll see as well, a lot of them were blind buys for me. I'd never seen these movies before, or even if I'd heard of them before, which some of them I hadn't, like The Sadness, even if I had heard of them, they were just movies that I'd heard another director maybe talk about, or I've heard one of my friends say, oh, have you seen this movie? And I thought, no, I haven't. And it wasn't until Arrow announced it, and I think, ooh, Arrow, and then it makes me want to watch it. That's something I love about Arrow Video, is all they have to do is release either the artwork, or you see a video about someone else talk about it, and it automatically makes you gain an interest in it. And I only had to watch the trailer for this, find out from Mr. Tarantino himself that he very much approves of it. And as you guys know, Tarantino is my personal favorite director of all time. So I knew this was an automatic pickup, and I was not disappointed. The movie is fantastic. Again, guys, 4K, beautiful, limited edition as well, coming in the lovely, nice quality boxes as well. It's the artwork on the back. Of course, you get the Amore case and the booklet itself. This is phenomenal. Bang for your buck. I highly recommend it if you haven't already seen it or picked it up. Definitely one of the favorites that I picked up this year from Arrow Video. Moving on from Miss 45, we have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, not to be confused with the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now guys, Arrow Video did actually release the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 years and years and years ago. I believe it was a 2019 release, maybe a 2018 release. It was a standard Blu-ray. It did come with the, the special features, a booklet inside, things of that nature. And it also came with a really lovely slipcover as well. However, the fact they could take that and then upgrade it even more so in a stunning 4K limited set, similar to the Miss 45 set I showed you previously and in The Mouth of Madness, this once again comes with a slipcover, where you do get the hard case underneath, and of course the Amore case, the booklet, lots of like bonus features in there. I personally have not watched this on the 4K. I used to own the Blu-ray. I did watch the Blu-ray, I think it was about 2 or 3 years ago now, maybe longer actually. So the movie isn't too fresh in my head. It's definitely one that deserves a rewatch. However, I did very much enjoy it at the time. I know this 4K is going to look stunning. I've heard nothing but great reviews about it. And the packaging alone just makes it worth it, in my opinion. This new art design that they brought out, you could also get on a reversible poster on the inside too. Definitely one I'm really excited to check out again on the 4K, but nevertheless, still one of my favorite pickups of the year. Coming up next, guys, and this one comes with a very, very sad story. I'll explain very shortly, but I'm sure some of you can guess where it's going once I show you. It is a fistful of dollars, 4K, as well as for a few dollars more on 4K. Before I go into the story about these movies, these sets are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the spines line up as well when you put them together. You can see the sunrise in the background, or sunset, with the characters as well. Of course, you've got the good, the bad, and then the ugly as well. These are 4K limited edition sets. Very, very hard to get hold of now. There are the special features for each one, if any of you guys want to pause and have a look at them. These sets are fantastic. Guys, I am a huge lover of Western movies. I absolutely adore them. I think Clint Eastwood is phenomenal too. I mean, he is just iconic in every single way when it comes to being an action hero. But all of that started in the genre of spaghetti westerns, in which he enriched as well as a genre. Many spin-offs came afterwards trying to match the success that these movies brought to the spaghetti western genre. Transfers look absolutely excellent on them, again packed with bonus features as well. I'll show you once again with this one. Of course, you get the slip cover underneath, the lovely box set as well. These ones actually have artwork on the back, which is actually something Arrow Video have been slacking on a little bit recently. Sometimes when you take off the sleeve, there's not always artwork on the back, but these ones do. Of course, you've got the Amore case there as well, with the booklet, get posters, things like that. Now, I'm sure some of you can guess, moving on to the story now, as you can see, I don't quite have the full Dollars trilogy. I don't own the good, the bad, and the ugly on 4K. And this is one of the most gutting things that I have felt as a collector. Long story short, I pre-ordered these two as soon as they were announced, along with the good, bad, and the ugly when that was announced too. I ordered the first two from the Arrow Video store because one of them got delayed and they got released within the same month, which I believe was May. Both arrived in great condition, really excited, and it got me really excited for The Good, Bad and the Ugly, which was going to be released in August. I had an Amazon voucher at the time, so I thought, oh, I'm not going to order on the Arrow Video website or HMV where I'd normally order. I thought I'll use my Amazon voucher and I will order it on Amazon. Now, I don't know about you guys, I personally don't really use Amazon when it comes to ordering my Blu-rays, especially pre-orders, because the inevitable happened, which I think every collector dreads, which is when it comes to the day it should be dispatched or it should be coming out and I didn't receive it. So I instantly messaged them, say, where is it? What's happened? Why is it not dispatched? I then get an email back a couple days later to say that, we didn't have enough stock, so sorry, you didn't get it. And it's an absolute disaster because they refunded me, which is great, as they should. However, when I then checked the stocks on the Arrow Video website, it said they had sold out. Then I checked HMV, they had sold out. And I checked a couple other websites which I know about, they had sold out. And then I did the stupid thing of checking eBay and the prices were just awful. We were looking upwards of about 80, 90, sometimes £100 for a sealed copy, 4K limited edition of The Good, Bad and the Ugly. Which, don't get me wrong, I love the movie and I am dedicated to completing this trilogy. I love The Good, Bad and the Ugly. I've seen it a handful of times. It's a phenomenal epic. I think it's one of the best movies of all time. And I know for a fact this would be in my top list of the year from Arrow Video. It's just very unfortunate circumstances, but I'm taking it as a lesson. Don't pre-order through Amazon again. Stick to the Arrow Video store and HMV. But anyway, if you've made it this far, guys, make sure you comment down below if you know where I can maybe get a copy for a reasonable price. I'm willing to pay a little bit more, so I understand it's a very hard to get Blu-ray, but if you have a copy yourself or you found one cheap on eBay or one in good condition, maybe at a CX or something, anything, please, I'm begging. I really want a copy of this to complete the trilogy. It bugs me that I didn't complete it. Not only do I not complete it, I don't own the most iconic one in the entire trilogy. It's also my favorite in the trilogy too, and once again, I've heard nothing but amazing reviews. So I know not many people would be willing to give up a copy, or they might not even have a spare copy, or whatever it may be. But please, if you know of anyone that owns a copy, 4K limited edition to match my set, please let me know and we'll be in contact. Moving on from my sob story, if you've made it this far, my favourite Arrow Video release of the year, the holy grail of the year, my favourite 4K transfer, my favourite film that I've watched from the Arrow Video collection, and my favourite package design all comes together into one, and that is Return of the Living Dead 4K from Arrow Video. This movie is one I've mentioned a few times on the channel now, and is one I'll continue to talk about rather proudly as well. It's a brilliant movie. It, to me, is a perfect 10. It's a film I can watch any time of the year, especially with it being Halloween recently. I was even more keen so to watch it, and every time I watch it, I just fall in love with it again and again and again. It's packed with features. I've watched every single bonus feature on it, which, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy bonus features. I always make sure I watch a couple from every single release I get. It gives you that extra context to a film, maybe how it was made, the production side of things, historically maybe what it means, interviews with the actors, the cast, the director, all that kind of good stuff. So I love special features, but sometimes you do get a special release where just every special feature is not only one you enjoy and you watched, but it's one you want to go back to and re-watch when you've watched the movie. This to me is just a perfect release. I love the artwork. I love everything it comes with. I love the 4K transfer. I love the movie itself. When Arrow Video announced this, I already had the American imported Blu-ray to the UK. So I'd already seen the movie a handful of times, but now that I own it on 4K, it makes me just want to pop in that disc even more and watch it over and over again. Since owning this particular edition, I think I've watched the movie about another 3 times. To me, it's perfect, and by far, I am very, very proud to say it is my #1 release from Arrow Video this year, and probably my favorite Blu-ray release of the entire year. And that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching once again, as always. I want to say another big thank you as well, guys. I mentioned in my previous video a week ago, we were really close to 200 subscribers. You guys absolutely killed it and smashed that target. I'm now on about 215 as of the recording of this video. So a massive thank you to you all. Continue liking, subscribing, sharing, doing all that stuff. I really appreciate every comment. I've had great feedback from people, both good and bad, but I take it as good advice on how I can improve. I really appreciate you guys tuning in, especially those guys who have the bell notifications on. You guys are absolutely rock stars. And yeah, if you feel like I missed anything out on the list, like I said, there are a few items which I'm fully aware of have come out this year. I just don't own them yet, so I haven't been able to look at them, unbox them, watch them, test the 4K or the Blu-ray or whatever it may be. So yeah, if there's quite a big one on the list I've missed, like Cobra or Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003, things like that, that's just to name a few. I will be picking those up, or they're on my Christmas list, so hopefully I'll get them by the end of the year. And yeah guys, that's it. I really appreciate you watching once again, and I'll catch you in the next one.